Je suis Zaza. Salut.
Salut, je suis André Matos. On est avec vous sur Morow.com. Well, actually, I started up as a piano pupil at the age of 10, and when I was 12 or 13, I had my first rock band. So both things kind of used to walk together parallelly. Until I had to make a decision. Then I decided that if I would like to make music in life, I would like to go deep into that. I would like to know music pretty much, and therefore I've joined the musical college, and I studied there for about 6 years until I graduated as orchestra conductor and also a classical composer. Then it was the hardest point in my life, because once I graduated, I needed to choose a way, and I needed to choose my direction. And as I was already pretty much involved with Angra at that time, doing tours and recording albums, I had to make a choice, and then it was quite hard for me, because I really loved the classical environment, and I wish I could have followed the classical career, but I had no time for it, and also loved the other things I was doing. So I had to, balance it very well to weight both things together. And then I made up my mind, because I thought that maybe I would make much more as a musician and have more freedom and everything else if I would choose the rock career. And that's why probably I haven't become a real classical musician, but even though I still today I like to bring the classical world into the metal world, and it was something that I always did in my career since the very beginning. So that's probably what really makes the result of my music, and that's probably what really brought to my music some external influences, which were always fitting very well together, in my opinion, because I consider that classical and rock, especially talking about hard rock and heavy metal, I think that both of those styles, they match together very well, because they seem to have the same kind of structure, of musical structure. Yeah, actually the idea was really to stop the band's activities, because we came up to a point when actually the relationship within the band, personal relationship, was becoming to get pretty much degraded, was becoming very wasted, and we were getting a little bit tired of such situations. So we came up one day and we said, this can't go on anymore. We were in the middle of a composing process, and basically there was nothing interesting coming out of it, because there was this lack of communication and of understanding between us. It becomes very difficult to be creative. It becomes very difficult to express yourself and to share your opinions and your feelings to other people. I know there are some bands that, you know, take it professional, you know, like I don't talk to him, but we are professionals and we should be on stage together. We fake a little bit to the audience, but when the show's over, we go each one for a separate hotel, a separate airplane, don't talk to each other. So I ask myself, is this really necessary, you know? Just because of money or because of the fame or status or your own ego satisfaction? Don't think so. I gave up, you know, many times, you know, such opportunities, so to say, you know, to keep doing something that was completely against my philosophy. But I started up in this job, you know, in this profession with a big dream in mind, you know, is to be a real musician, and I still believe in it. You know, there were many disappointments along the way, but that never made me stop, you know, insisting on doing what I trust. So, like I said before, I think, you know, there are times when you must be courageous enough and say, now we stop, and let's find something else, you know, just to find our own strength, you know, to carry on. And that's basically what happened with Shaman.
I thought it'd last forever, but like a star you never...
You said it right, it's a new band. Many people ask me if this is a solo project or something like this, and I don't like the word project, because I think projects are things that most of the times are not meant to last. But I consider it as a known band, you know, under my name, basically. The reason why I decided to, you know, go on a solo career and have a solo band, besides I've been asked many times to do it, you know, all over my career, but I never thought it was the right timing for it. But this time around, I thought, you know, I was pretty much prepared and pretty much ready and mature and courageous enough to face this challenge and this endeavor. And it would make much more sense now to bring up, you know, an album with my own name on it, because first of all, people would have an immediate recognition. You know, they know what to expect. If I come up with an album, Andre Matos, they know that this album has something to do with my whole history behind. If we would come up with a new band name, you know, that would take now longer, you know, to put this into people's mind and to make people realize that, you know, that's these musicians playing in such band. Also, there's another thing. I mean, I've taken part in many different bands, and I'm very glad of all the experiences I had in the past. And for some reasons, and sometimes some similar reasons, those bands, they split up and they finished and they ceased. So one thing that I would like to avoid is that, you know, if I would have came now with a new band name, that people would come to me and ask, okay, you have a new band again, it would be probably your fourth band, so when is this band going to be over, you know, because I don't know if people consider me as a sort of a trouble boy, but this is not true. I mean, it's just because I believe in something, and I believe that when something is not right, it's not 100% right, and if there is no way to fix it, you shouldn't carry on, you know, under such circumstances, because it doesn't allow you to create good music. Then that's just to explain why, you know, the band is named Andre Matos.